Hello, Cancer. Welcome. I'm Ryan. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a general reading for you to be dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel, Aftershocks Tarot, which is review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, goodness. Torn. Energetically torn here, to say the least. All right, jumping into this, Cancer, there's clearly some sort of communication or contact here between the two of you about everything that's going on, including responsibilities and what they're going through and what they're feeling and what they'd rather not feel. It's a lot of energy about being very conflicted as to knowing that they have to take care of things, knowing that it has to get done, knowing that they have to put in work and effort to do this. At the same time, it's almost like they're so conflicted with themselves that they know they got to do it, they know they got to take care of it, but they almost don't want to. It's an energy of so much needs to be done, so much needs to be taken care of. What's interesting, though, is they are choosing to move forward with it. I feel like for them, unfortunately, they're battling themselves. It's an energy of they know they have to, they're choosing to, but ultimately they're kind of just like, you know what, I just don't care. I just no longer care. It's kind of like, how long are you going to do this to yourself? How long are you going to do this to yourself? Oh, they don't want to do it anymore. I feel like things are rampant. It's interesting. It's like as soon as the flow of things started to take place, that's when they're kind of like, no. It's like something got real fast, and that's when they're kind of like, I'm out. Yeah, this is whatever this is. It's not something that it's not a first time occurrence with whatever they're dealing with. It's not a first time occurrence. Yeah, I don't believe that, but we'll go with it. Yeah, I don't believe that, but we'll go with it. Is this like an altercation? I was going to say with the Lovers on top of the deck, is this an altercation here between the two of you? If that's the case, there definitely was some sort of argument or conflict. That is for sure that caused them to just kind of like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this. It's interesting. At the same time, though, it's like they see this emotional checking out as a huge moment of relief. I don't know what that's about. It's almost the equivalent of, well, great, whatever this was that happened or took place, it happened. Now that they emotionally don't care, now they can kind of choose to focus on working on themselves, and it's like now that they've literally bettered themselves, now they're kind of like, it seemed like it was all, unfortunately, I kind of have to say this, it seemed like it was all orchestrated. It does seem and feel like it was all orchestrated because, like I said, this isn't the first occurrence. This isn't the first time this has happened. But ultimately, kind of as they're sitting with this, it's like they've compartmentalized how they think about this with how they feel about this. and it's two completely separate different things. They're showing me, well, damn, when I think about this, it sucks. But emotionally speaking, it's like, you know, kind of like walking around with a smirk. And then it's like they feel like something is actually working out and turning out for them in their favor. And that's what's so fascinating, is it's kind of like they show me this energy of like, well, I still get this, I still have that, it still worked out for me in some sense. Goodness gracious. Yeah, and that, like I said, I call bullshit. I mean, they show me this energy of like up, down, emotionally speaking and mentally speaking, and it's kind of like, no, not so fast. Not so fast. Like their mind is telling them one thing and their emotions are telling them another, and because they are not in alignment with themselves, they are going through it now. And that's how it started out at this, you know, out the gate of this, whatever this endeavor was too. And there it is. They're not in, I was going to say, they're not in alignment. They're not in alignment. Even though they may feel like, oh, I am, it's like, oh my gosh, they're demanding answers now. That's interesting. They got tuned up. Would they get tuned up by, or who? Because now it's like you got nowhere else to run, nowhere else to hide. You're having to focus. You have to kind of like, in a sense, face yourself in order to kind of have things move forward and actually progress for you. You're having to face yourself. And ultimately, they're kind of like, well, I am. And now I just want this to be all done with and closed out and finished and kind of wrapped up and just done with. Stored away. Like I said, compartmentalize. Put it in a box, put it over there. And let's just focus on keep moving forward. And that's what's interesting. As you know, as the sound of the clock keeps ticking away, they're trying to put all the pieces together and understand like why all this is taking place, and they're trying to kind of like piece it together as to kind of like what happened, how did it happen. It's like, yeah, there it is. Oh my goodness. They don't know. They're still showing me this energy of, it's like, even though they were pretty adamant about being like, will this actually be done with? Will it actually be finalized? And they didn't know. They were willing to push through. At the same time, it's like them closing out this cycle or whatever this is, and then trying to piece it together afterwards. Whatever they're learning about themselves and the circumstances isn't positive. And I feel like they're having this slow process of realization about that. Because they're learning, but they're learning a huge lesson, and it's personal to them and who they are and what they've done for themselves, as well as, you know, how they've kind of been. But of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with a fire sign, an air sign, an earth sign, or a water sign. They're all here. Goodbye.